Installing mental model for compilers. You type x equals 1 plus 2. To you, that's a simple assignment. To your computer, it's just a string of characters. X space equals space 1 space plus space 2. Raw text. No meaning at all. The compiler's first job is to make sense of these characters, and it does that with a lexer, sometimes called a tokenizer. The lexer reads your source code character by character and groups them into tokens. Think of it like a sorting machine on a conveyor belt. Characters flow in, and out come labeled chunks. The X becomes a token of type identifier. The equal sign becomes assignment. The 1 becomes integer literal. Plus becomes operator. 2 becomes another integer literal. White space, comments, gone. The lexer strips them out because they mean nothing to the computer. They're for humans only. What you're left with is a clean stream of tokens, the vocabulary of your program. But here's the thing. The lexer doesn't understand what these tokens mean together. It knows X is an identifier and 1 is a number, but it has no idea that X equals 1 plus 2 is an assignment statement. That meaning, the structure, comes next. The lexer gave us a flat list of tokens, but code isn't flat. It has structure. 1 plus 2 has to happen before the result gets assigned to X. There are rules about what can follow what, what's nested inside what. The parser's job is to discover that structure. It reads the token stream and builds a tree. Not just any tree, the abstract syntax tree, the AST. Watch. The parser sees identifier X, assignment, integer 1, operator plus, integer 2. And it builds this. At the top, an assignment node. Its left child is X, the target. Its right child isn't just 2, it's an addition node. And that node has 2 children, 1 and 2. The tree captures exactly how the expression is structured. 1 plus 2 is grouped together because addition has to happen first. Then the result flows up to the assignment. The tree is the meaning of your code. And here's where it gets powerful. What about something like X equals 1 plus 2 times 3? Without the tree, that's ambiguous. But the parser knows that multiplication binds tighter than addition, so it builds the tree with times at the bottom. 2 times 3 happens first, then plus 1. Operator precedence isn't a rule you memorize. It's baked into the shape of the tree. Every program you've ever written becomes one of these trees. Your entire codebase, every function, every loop, every condition, is a tree of trees. The parser built us a beautiful tree, but the tree only captures structure. It doesn't check if the code actually makes sense. Consider this. X equals hello plus 3. The parser will happily build a tree for that. Assignment node, addition node, string, integer. Structurally, it's fine, but you can't add a string to an integer. That's semantic nonsense. This is where the semantic analyzer walks the tree and asks the hard questions. Does this variable exist? Has it been declared? When you call a function with 3 arguments, does that function actually take 3? When you add 2 things, are they types that can be added? It walks the tree node by node. First, scope resolution. It builds a symbol table, a map of every variable and function, where they're declared and where they're visible. If you use a variable that doesn't exist, this is where the compiler catches it. Next, type checking. The analyzer looks at every operation and checks if the types are compatible. Integer plus integer, fine. String plus integer, error. And some languages go further. The analyzer can infer types you didn't even write, filling in the blanks automatically. By the end, the tree is annotated. Every node stamped with its type, every variable linked to its declaration. The tree now isn't just structure, it's verified structure. And that matters, because the next stage is going to transform it. And it needs to trust that everything is correct. The front end understood your code, the back end's job is to make it fast. And this is where compilers become genuinely magical. The verified tree gets lowered into an intermediate representation, IR. Think of it as a simplified, machine-neutral version of your code. Not quite assembly, not quite source code. A middle language. And now the optimizer goes to work. First, constant folding. If your code says X equals 2 plus 3, the optimizer doesn't wait until runtime. It computes 2 plus 3 right now, at compile time, and replaces the whole expression with 5. The addition just vanishes. Next, dead code elimination. If there's an if-false block, code that can never run, the optimizer doesn't just skip it, it deletes it entirely. Gone. The binary gets smaller, and the CPU never even sees it. Then, function inlining. If you call a tiny function a million times, the overhead of the call itself, pushing arguments, jumping, returning, can cost more than the actual computation. So the optimizer copies the function's body directly into the call site. No more call overhead. The function dissolves into the code that uses it. Each of these passes runs over the IR, transforms it, and passes the result to the next optimization. Some compilers run dozens of these passes. LLVM, the backend used by Clang, Rust, and Swift, has over 200 optimization passes. The code that comes out of this stage is often radically different from what you wrote. Shorter, faster, but semantically identical. Same behavior, fraction of the cost. The IR is optimized. Now comes the final translation, turning those abstract operations into actual machine instructions that the CPU can execute. This is code generation. Remember our x equals 1 plus 2. In the IR, it's something like load the value 1 into a temporary, load 2 into another temporary, add them, store the result. Clean, abstract operations. The code generator maps each of these to real CPU instructions. Load becomes move the value 1 into register 1. The second load becomes move into register 2. Add becomes add register 1, register 2. The CPU physically adds the values in those registers. Store becomes move from the register into memory at X's address. But it's not just a one-to-one translation. The code generator has to make hard decisions. Which registers to use? There are only a handful, maybe 16 general-purpose registers on your CPU. If your program uses 100 variables, the code generator has to decide which ones live in fast registers and which get spilled to slower memory. This is register allocation, one of the hardest problems in compiler design. And at the very end, those instructions get encoded into binary, the actual ones and zeros. Machine code, the thing the CPU reads. So here's the full picture. You typed x equals 1 plus 2. The Lexer chopped it into tokens. The parser built a tree. The semantic analyzer checked the types. The optimizer folded the constants and eliminated the waste. And the code generator turned it into machine instructions. 6 stages. 1 line of code. And every program you run went through all of them. Cognitive architecture updated.